share, and we deserve better in San Francisco. Everyone needs to pay their fair share. Airbnb, do what you need to do.
What do you think is going to force them to pay?
People rising up are going to force them to do what they need to do. This is part of it, showing that we resist what they're trying to do. We're moving forward, and they need to pay up.
San Francisco's new Mayor Daniel Lurie says we need cuts to the budget to save this city. But how can we build a better city and a better place to live and work? By slashing city jobs and services. It's not going to work. Lurie is putting pressure on the city's departments, threatening cuts, but he should be putting all the pressure on these big corporate companies like Airbnb to pay their fair share of taxes. The budget can't be balanced without major cuts to city. The budget cannot be balanced with cuts to jobs, services, and to crucial elements that keep the communities in this city running. But only can the budget be balanced if these companies are held accountable and somebody puts pressure on these wealthy tech companies like Airbnb to pay their fair share of taxes to the city of San Francisco. But instead, we're out here today because Airbnb is here inside this courtroom right now, suing the city that we all love and work in and support to avoid paying their fair share of taxes. Boo! If Airbnb and other wealthy corporations paid their fair share of taxes and pulled their lawsuits, then the cost savings will reduce the budget deficit that the mayor is claiming that we have by almost half. The city has set aside thousands and thousands of dollars for these lawsuits. Millions, thousands added up to millions and millions to set aside for these lawsuits, in preparation for these lawsuits, instead of leaving that money in the general fund to keep services and to keep this city running. If Airbnb and others like them stop these lawsuits, SF residents like us in these communities would be able to maintain the public services and resources that are offered to better our communities and our workforce that have kept this city running for the past umpteenth years. You guys, let's keep it going, and let's let Airbnb know that we're not going to take this out here, and they need to pay their fair share and not do cuts on the back of the working people that have kept this city running, and not slash services that serve our communities.
So today there's a union from the different unions of city workers that we are rallying against the cuts. So we want to save the jobs of the public servers. So as myself, I work for the health department. So there are some jobs that are in jeopardy.
There are a lot of billionaires in San Francisco.
Oh yes, there's a lot of billionaires.
They don't seem to be going after them.
Exactly.
My name is Rosetta. I'm fighting for the union because if they win, jobs will be cut. And we're already struggling already, so no.
Why are you here today?
Because I'm tired of us cutting our workers and our services for our youth and our seniors in exchange for making companies happy by not paying their fair share.
And if they don't pay, what's the future for city workers and public services?
Well, my biggest concern is a lot of people don't understand. A lot of us take significant pay cuts to serve our community in which we live. And we want to see a great San Francisco. They don't understand or really accept the amount of sacrifice we make in order to keep this city running. And in exchange, we've got companies making huge profits testing in our city. Think of all of the money they made by using San Francisco, a great international city, as their experiment, and now they don't want to pay 10 years worth of taxes. It's unacceptable.
And their employees do. Well, they need to pay their fair share. They need to pay their taxes. Every single one of us here we have to pay our taxes. Workers have to pay their taxes. Well, billionaires are no different. They must pay. They must pay their taxes. So we're demanding that Airbnb drop its lawsuit and do its due diligence, pay your taxes so that city services can continue. We will not stand here and have billionaires rape and take away the resources of this community for their own profit while the citizens of this community suffer, while we continue to have homelessness, while we continue to have mental health crisis, while San Francisco General, Laguna Honda, and all these hospitals struggle to maintain staffing and struggle to keep up with these services. So let's demand what is truly ours. Pay your fair share. Let the city strive. Let the city thrive. And so we're demanding, Mayor Lurie, hold these people accountable. Hold these people accountable so that your wishes and the things that you said, that you want the city to be thriving, you want to address mental health, you want to address homelessness. Well, for you to do that, these billionaires must pay their fair share. They must pay their taxes.
Basically, the city we want the city to force Airbnb to pay their taxes.
Are you worried about layoffs? They're talking about mass layoffs in San Francisco.
I'm hoping the mayor doesn't go to layoffs. That's definitely the hope. That's what we're praying for. We're hoping that the mayor will work with the unions so then that way we can come up to other solutions rather than layoffs. Hopefully this will put some light on what's been going on so then that way, some more people can put some pressure on them.
B&B, you would know how they make their money. They make their money taking our affordable housing in San Francisco. Do you remember that? They took away housing from tenants, from our seniors, from the most vulnerable. That's how they started to make their money. And then we came in, all of us, you were all there, we fought them. We say, pay your fair share, let's regulate you, give us back our housing. And then they took away actually money from our hotel workers because they cannibalize the hotel as well. And we make them pay. We make sure they also pay into our hotel taxes. But guess what? Here we are. They said, no, their greed has no ends and no bounds. They're coming back and sue the city when we're the most vulnerable. Do you know that $120 million could cover? Let me tell you what it covers. When we actually have to fight against Trump, fight against the feds, we have to make sure people stay housed. That is public housing funding. And we need to make sure that people have care, and that's Medicaid. We have to make sure that people can be fed. And that is our food stamps, our cow fresh. And yet here they are. They're suing the city and taking away our safety nets for our most vulnerables. I tell you, we fought them before and we won. We will fight them again. We will win again. And as these lawsuits go on, until they drop it, unless they drop it, rain or shine, we will be back until they drop the lawsuits. I know we say this when we fight, we win, but you know we won before, and we won this battle before, and we will win again. So when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Stop the greed. Airbnb, stop the greed.
Airbnb is tax evading, and we should not accept that.
And they owe money to the city?
Well, I don't know all the logistics of it, but I just know that what they're doing in terms of like suing the city for back taxes doesn't doesn't feel right to me.
Are you concerned about any mass layoffs that are facing the city?
You know, I don't know anything about mass layoffs, but a reduction in force definitely worries me, yeah.
My name's Augusto Guerra. I'm the mental health chapter president, and I work at Southeast Mission Geriatric and Mental Health.
And how are you being affected by what's going on here today?
It's going to affect a lot of the fact that we have so many job vacancies that aren't getting filled, and he's doing a hiring freeze, the mayor, and that just really is killing it for us when they have this litigation fund that is able to go ahead and spend millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money, which should be money for city services. So yes, it impacts us in a big way, because if we can't hire people and we're understaffed, then we're going to be in unsafe situations. Understaffing leads to unsafe conditions, and we all know that the greed is leading to people being in unsafe positions.
And these Medicaid cuts, I mean, city workers, city services, general hospital, what's going to happen if they're successful to make these cuts?
They're going to find even more excuses and loopholes to go ahead and cut city jobs, cut city services, and that affects our communities. That affects the people that need it the most. The working and the people that are low income, they need these services. They depend on them.
And there are over 80 billionaires in San Francisco. How is it that you can have so much wealth and yet poverty, deprivation, people dying in the streets, people hungry in San Francisco?
I think you hear our members plain and clear. The greed. It is all about wanting the biggest margins, and they do it on the backs of San Franciscans. So yeah, the division is clear. The 1% keep paying themselves more while they go ahead and make us have to suffer with this huge COLA that is not, it's unbearable. So stop the freaking greed, man. We're tired of it.